unveiling the new backdrop. Well, at least for today. And the new t-shirts. Hold on. Gotta get some sleeve action in there.
Check that out.
Let's get lucky.
This video is all about slots, and it's all about stories that go along with those slots. I have a gift.
Oh, a Tootsie Pop. And I bet you're gonna talk about me giving you a Tootsie Pop and you winning your biggest hand pay ever.
I went downstairs at the Cosmo and
I worked.
Shannon worked, and I went downstairs with my Tootsie Pop that she had given me, and I found a machine that I'd never played before, Whales of Cash. And I didn't know anything about this game. It was $15 a spin. It was a penny slot machine. I had absolutely no idea how to get the bonus.
Well, isn't it usually like 3 of something?
Usually it's 3 of something, but I didn't know what those 3 of somethings were. But it ended up coming up, and it was 3 bags of cash, Whales of Cash.
Whales of Cash.
So I pulled out my camera
And I'm still working.
I started filming while she's still working. A crowd started gathering, and the bonus kept paying, it kept winning, kept winning. I was kind of amazed at how much it was paying. And it kept paying, and the crowd kept gathering, bigger and bigger. Until at one point, I looked back and there was maybe 15 or 20 people gathered around watching this Whales of Cash win. And all I could think of was that I was doing it by myself and that Shannon was back in the room working.
But you had the lucky lollipop. So I was with you.
So when the smoke all cleared, I went over $8,000 on this machine. And I took a picture and I sent it to Shannon in the room and said, I just won this. And she said, that must have been a really lucky lollipop.
Oh, it was all in the Tootsie Pop.
So come along with us as we tell some stories about some fun slot wins that we had. Whoa, what happened to that one?
Been in there a while.
We've had it for a while.
Okay. We all have stories, whether you think you do or not. You know, you always hear the story of, I just had a $20 bill and I put it in and I hit the jackpot. Well, that's not part of our story, but we have those kinds of stories that are pretty interesting, that are fun to tell and fun to relive. So we just want to share them with you.
Yeah, we probably have a lot more stories about losing that we could tell, but we're not going to tell those stories because that would be a downer. We want this to be fun and up. So we're going to tell the stories about things that happened that were good, and we're going to show some videos of those slot machine wins.
Okay, so we told you before that we had a really big win, and that's kind of what inspired us to join the slot community on YouTube and
Yep.
share our videos. It was a really big win. And if you haven't watched that first video, Cash Out Kids intro, scroll down and find it. We, at the time, weren't videoing slot wins, so we didn't video it, but we've got a lot of picture proof. That story is we went out to Vegas. Vegas is kind of our lucky place, right?
Kind of.
Yeah. Went out to Vegas for a friend's birthday, and we had gone to the Grand Canyon, done the helicopter tour, super awesome. Done it many times now.
If you haven't done it, you need to do it.
You definitely need to do it. It's just amazing. Anyway, we came back, we were tired, we were gonna get a nap, and you were hungry.
I'm excited to eat.
Surprise, surprise. So you and our friend went down for lunch at the Henry.
Right.
And I went to sleep, or tried to sleep. But if you've ever stayed at the Cosmo, and I believe it was a Saturday, the pool party is off the hook. This was in May, and I couldn't sleep. It was and just lots of, house music. So I went back downstairs, found them. They were just kind of wrapping up eating, and they said, "You want something to eat?" And I said, "No, I'd actually like to play a little slots. I've been here a whole 24 hours and haven't played any slots yet." So,
and when she first came down to the Henry, Justin, my friend and Shannon's friend, and I were eating, and she said, "I want to play slots." And we said, "As soon as we finish, we'll come play." And so I went and played slots with Shannon while Justin went and played blackjack. Every machine that we picked that morning was a loser. We lost on every machine. And
but you have to remember, we weren't really slot players back then. We played a lot of poker. So we would put $50 in a machine, and if it didn't hit, we were moving on. Like, we weren't going to waste our time feeding the beast, as we now do, because we weren't slot players.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have a great attitude. She always has a great attitude. And so we found ourselves in the back of the Cosmo. And in the back, in this casino, there was a bank of Buffalo machines. And I wanted to play the one on the end.
Like the original Buffalo. That did have progressives, but it's just like the original Buffalo. None of the fancy, gold or Ascension, or there's 100 Buffalo machines, I'm sure, by now.
And I wanted to play the end, and Shannon said, "No, play this one." And she pointed to the one right next to it. And 9 times out of 10, she's right. And I played that machine thinking, maybe I'll get lucky. And if I do, once again, she's right. I played that machine and couldn't win.
We played 3 other machines before we ever played the one you originally picked. So there was a bank of 4, and we played 3 of the 4, but we didn't play that one that you picked until very last. And I remember that because, I remember it because, what?
You have good memory?
It was the lucky machine.
So we make our way to that machine finally, and Shannon's playing it. She puts a $100 bill in, and I think she lost about $50 immediately. And she got down to right around $50, and she won $8.25. And I, being the sarcastic guy that I am, said, "Hey, way to go. You're really winning a lot now," because it was $8.25. And
it was our biggest win.
It was the biggest win.
On all 4 banks.
Yeah.
The whole bank of machines. It was our biggest win.
And when I turned around and looked at the machine to see the $8.25 that she just won that I was kidding about, this giant buffalo came running through the screen. And I didn't know why it was doing it. And I looked back at her and looked back at the screen, and a big sign came up that said, "Major Jackpot Awarded." And I looked back at her and I said, babe, you just won $3,660 some. And she kept her hand over her mouth just like that. And she wouldn't take her hand off her mouth. And I said, did you hear what I said? You just won. And I looked back at the screen and I started counting the numbers on the machine, and the digits added up to $36,000. And that's what we're showing you right now.
So here you go. If you're playing a machine and it's not doing anything, don't give up hope, because that buffalo might come running through, or that luck has arrived, or whatever the feature is,
right.
The random feature, because it happened to us. And
you never know.
We were amazed.
Yeah.
But it was my first, I think it was my first hand pay.
Yeah, I think it was.
So I didn't really, I expected the casino, like confetti and bells and whistles and people would come running over and congratulate, and
nobody showed up.
It was quiet. It was like,
yeah, the
no
people,
one knew, which was kind of cool because we're kind of like that. We aren't,
yeah.
We don't scream and shout and say woohoo, but we kind of looked around like, what do we do now? I think we just won $36,000.
We really weren't sure what to do, and we looked around at some of the other people that were playing machines around us that had seen what had happened, and they knew that we had won a lot. And we weren't really sure, and we said, did we really just win this? And the people that were in the casino, they ignored us. They didn't want to talk to us. The patrons, it was kind of odd. And some woman came up and said, wow, I've been trying to win that all week. And we said, you have? And she said, yeah, I've seen $36,000. I thought how great it would be if I won it, but you guys just won it. And we were still amazed and didn't know. And we said, did we really just win $36,000? And she said, yes, you did.
And then we had to make the biggest decision of the moment. Take the cash or take a check? And we took a check because there's no way we were taking that much cash. For number one, we weren't going to spend it. Number two, that was going home with us.
To this day, it's the biggest slot win we've ever had. And
so now our goal is to beat it.
Yeah, we'd love to beat it.
Your eyes were closed.
They were?
Yeah.
And that win is probably the main reason why we became slot players.
Yep. And today, it's still our highest jackpot, and we're ready for a new record.
So, with your help, we're going to get a bigger and better pay than that one. And you know what we want? We want you to get a bigger and better pay than that one too. So we're all going to celebrate together. One night, well, I don't know. I'm trying to think what to do with my arms. I don't know what to do.
Don't hit me in the face.
One night we were at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa, and we were doing what we normally do, or what we have been doing, and that's trying to win on a slot machine.
Bopping around. We like to bop around.
We were bopping. And pretty much every machine we played, we didn't get a bonus. And if we did get a bonus, it was a
baloney bonus.
Yep. And we played a Dragon Link machine. I don't know, probably $1,000 or more, and couldn't win on that machine. And we got down to, I don't know, maybe $600, $700, and that was all we had. And we were trying to make the decision, should we stay on that machine or should we go somewhere else?
Well, because when you run out of money, you go home, right? So we were hoping that the fund money that we had taken in was going to double or grow, and it was doing nothing but going the other way. So we're down to our what? $700, $600?
I think it was almost $700.
And I said, we got to take some chances.
And
I said,
well, we were playing $1, then we went to $2, and I think it was $50 a spin. And then Shannon said, when we got down to $600 or $700, we said, should we keep playing? I was playing the machine, and I said, do you want to keep playing? And she said,
yep. And I want you to change the denom.
To what?
$5.
Which is
$125 minimum bet. Not our style at all.
Nope.
But I was grasping, and it proved to be a good decision.
So we changed it to $5 denomination, $125 a spin, and with $600, we only had, what, 4 or 5 spins at the very most left. And when we changed it, I remember looking at her and saying, you can't win if you don't play. Let's get
lucky. I'd say we got pretty lucky.
Check this out.
Okay, we're the Cash Out Kids. We're at Seminole Hard Rock in Tampa. We're playing Dragon Link, playing Hold and Spin, and we've just gotten our butt kicked, but look what we just got. That looks pretty good. So we're gonna hit the button and see what happens. Hopefully we get a couple other big numbers usually attract other big numbers. Yeah, let's get some words. That would be good. Okay, we're looking for words.
My favorite color is green.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's not a word, but let's get green. I'd like to get that. We have 2 spins left. Saw a big one go by. That's a pretty big one. Get 2 more spins. Get some words in there. It's a good one.
Fill it up would be nice.
Okay. That was really a good one. And we're going to go up here and see what we won. That was a pretty good win.
Let's get the music play on that one.
So we're the Cash Out Kids. We're at Seminole Hard Rock in Tampa, and we had a good win just now, but we had a lot of losses before this, so this is making up for it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, or whatever you want to do with that subscribe button.
What about that huge ball? 62.50.
Yeah.
62.50.
And I was kind of already feeling a lot of pressure because we weren't winning. And when those balls fell, I remember her saying, whispering in my ear, she said, one of those balls is 62.50. And I was like, holy cow, it is. And so we played the game like normal, and other balls started dropping. And if you just watched the video, you saw some of the balls that dropped were gigantic.
After you win something like that, you have to do backup spins. I don't
She's
care if it's
the-
one or two.
She's the queen of backup spins. So what normal people would do is they would do a backup spin with $125, but not Shannon.
Well, I'm all about taking chances too. So if we just won that big amount of money on $125, what if we increase the bet? And
Which we did.
Check this out.
Playing the same machine we just had a pretty big hit on. And here we go. This is our next shot. Let's see if we can get some big ones in here. Some words would be great. Okay, that's all right. Let's get some words. That's all right. We didn't get as much. So we got our money back plus a little bit more. Awesome.
That's crazy for us. That's not typical.
It was crazy. We went and took the ticket, which was $20-some thousand at that point, and we told the person at the window at the cashier, make out a $15,000 check and give us the rest in cash. And we took the rest of the cash and we played that night.
We bopped around.
We bopped.
With smiles on our faces this time.
It seemed like we couldn't lose until we finally got so tired we said, let's go to bed. We won 5 more hand pays that night. That story had a happy ending.
Yeah, that frown was turned upside down for sure.
The only way you're gonna know what you might win is if you
Play.
Until then, treat everyone like you wish you could be treated and have a
Lucky day.
Thanks for watching.
If you always wanted slots and never lost, everyone would play. Think about it.